In Chile, Tzu Chi volunteers help fight aid distributions, helping 1,100 households. In the US, New York Tzu Chi volunteers collected warm clothes and washed them for the upcoming winter aid distribution. Selamat datang ke DaAi Headlines, saya Simon Gan. Terima kasih menyertai sesi berita kita. In order to help poor families during the pandemic, Tzu Chi volunteers in Chile held 5 distributions, helping 1,100 households. Take a look.
This time we are distributing supplies to 1,100 households. The trucks are coming over now, and we are at Brother Yang's warehouse to put in the supplies.
2 truckloads of supplies support Tzu Chi volunteers in Chile with distribution since April. Volunteers hope that before the year ends, they can initiate 5 more small-scale distributions, each of 200 people. The first event is at La Granja, as citizens push trolleys to receive supplies. Tzu Chi's distribution gained awareness in the neighborhood, as residents that came during the afternoon brought supermarket trolleys. Some even brought tricycles to carry supplies.
It's a blessing. I'm really thankful to you reaching out to us at our hardest times, helping us with our needs.
A fulfilling load of 8 different foods allows citizens to safely make it through the cold.
In Hong Kong, Tzu Chi volunteers continue to work with the Shangri-La Group to help those in need. Recently, volunteers extended their loving care to the Fanling countryside and gave out 200 care packages to villagers.
The Chizhi recycling truck carrying 200 care packages drove into Linshan, who is located in the countryside of Fanling. The aid distribution was hosted by Tzu Chi Hong Kong chapter at the Shangri-La Group.
Because of the epidemic, we can't go out to buy food, and there's nothing to eat at home. It's not convenient to buy things here.
Every day like that, I cannot dine in a restaurant. I can only buy takeaway to eat.
Anti-epidemic control measures have made life less convenient for people living in the countryside. Therefore, care package include daily necessity items. Grandpa Ho, who is in his 80s, finally smiled after receiving it.
There is soap, noodles, and cooking oil. Everything is inside. Now I do not have to go out. With these items, I can cook at home.
We hosted the distribution in the village before. This time we hosted it in the countryside. We sent out our blessings and care to the villagers here. This village has a long history of about 60 years.
I'm so happy to be here today, and I got to know this charity organization. We, the Shangri-La Group and Tzu Chi, donate together to help those in need. I'm really happy.
Volunteers cooperated with the Shangri-La Group to donate supplies so that the villagers will no longer be sad because of the epidemic and can feel relief finally.
Tzu Chi Liaison Office in Yilan set up a platform for recycled assistive devices. Over the past 6 months, more than 100 pieces have been sent out. The devices are delivered to the people in need in person, forming a good affinity with those in need.
Recycled assistive devices are stored in a small warehouse of Tzu Chi Liaison Office in Yilan. Each assistive device must be disinfected before being put into the warehouse. Liao Ziteng handles all big and small tasks, from collecting recycled devices to sending them out. He insisted on providing delivery service, whether it is a large electric bed or a toilet seat.
Currently, the government also operates an assistive device center, but they don't provide delivery service. Many people who don't have a car can't get it, so we can help in this aspect.
Putting the needs of patients in the first place, York Tzu Chi donated an assistive device and delivered it to the home of the needy.
People don't need to spend so much to buy assistive device. Tzu Chi has it. After cleaning it, the assistive device can be reused continuously.
This time, the assistive device is delivered to Zhanghui Township. Mr. Cao, after being discharged from the hospital, has slept on a camp bed for half a year.
It's so comfortable and very convenient too.
I was so happy that I couldn't sleep last night. I explained to him, it's just like the bed you slept in the hospital. Now Tzu Chi sends it to you. Are you happy? He said yes.
With the same setting as the hospital just to make it convenient for the caregiver, the senior can eventually have a good sleep at night.
Taidong's Renai Kind Home has more than 100 residents, many of whom have mobility issues, so they are unable to seek medical treatment. These residents need to rely upon the free clinic services hosted by Terima's Eastern chapter. Medical staff use their vacation time and even bring along their children to volunteer.
It was a 3-hour drive from Hualien to Taidong Renai Kind Home, complete with all kinds of medical equipment. When everything was ready, medical consultation started.
每天要这样练习10下，好不好？这样子练习10下，抬起来，抬起来，好不好？他们都是具有高血压或者是。
They all have high blood pressure or cardiovascular disease or some problems with ophthalmology. We really appreciate it. This time, Terima Eastern chapter bring internal medicine, orthopedics, and ophthalmology.
骨科还有眼科哈。
Terima's Eastern chapter includes Hualien Tzu Chi Medical Center and Guanshan Tzu Chi Hospital to care for the health of the elderly.
They all really need medical care like this. If we can try to help them by doing something, whether it's prescribing medicine or treatment, I believe it can improve their quality of life.
In addition to medical volunteers, young volunteers also came to serve the elderly.
Today, this morning, I got up at 3 o'clock and started volunteering. This is because Dharma Master Zhen Yan said that helping others is the foundation of happiness. I finally feel it now.
This morning, I got up at 4 o'clock. I also went to free clinic last time as I feel very happy accompanying the elderly.
It's so lively now. I'm very happy. Yes, if people are happy, their spirits are better.
With attentive care and company of the medical team, the elders are in good mood, which helps relieve their physical pain.
Taichung Tzu Chi Hospital's doctor Xie Shirong specializes in heart surgery, but the key to success for heart surgery isn't just technology. Teamwork is also necessary. Follow a report as we learn more.
来 clip 小的来，这样算一算哈，就是至少有8个人到10个人在里面。
After counting, at least 8 to 10 people are inside the surgical room, and because of this amount, I'm able to perform surgery. I cannot do this alone.
静脉我们那一次加一下比较好。
The family is a strong supporting force to a doctor, but to have a successful surgical session, teamwork is vital. During the surgery, the chief surgeon is in charge, along with a physician assistant, anesthetist, scrub nurse, surgical assistant, and a medical technician.
Everyone has to cooperate. I have to let them understand that after surgery, the patient might encounter several things. We have to standardize some things before talking about care after surgery. Since I cannot be at the intensive care unit all day, many tasks done by nursing staff are dependent on their profession, and I am just there giving orders, telling them what to do so that we may avoid mistakes.
专业，我在那边是下 order， 就是说你们应该做什么，做什么，这样开上书，这样就不至于说这个当心包有很多水。
48 hours after a heart surgery is vital to a patient's recovery process. The patient will also be moved to an intensive care unit for further progress. Dr. Xie grabs onto every chance as he shares reminders with the nursing staff.
9%怕它里面会感染。到了交病房这一期过以后，就是。
After staying at the intensive care unit, one has to go to a division of rehabilitation for physical therapy.
一定要开始练行咯。现在就要试试看，对不对？那很好啊，那很好啊，很好。那么我们对每个病人事实上都是非常非常重视的，因为开心脏说老实话。
We treat every patient with equal respect. Because honestly, when you're doing heart surgery, the patient is handing their life to you. But nowadays, heart surgery is safer than before. But we still have to use a serious attitude to work with.
In Xingdian Jingsi Hall, Master Zheng Yan attended the year-end blessing ceremony with 1,700 people participating in the event. Tzu Chi volunteer Ye Shulian also shared her touching story during the ceremony. Here's more.
Now, whenever I head out to do Tzu Chi works, I'll bring him along with me.
Standing beside her is her husband and her brother-in-law, which has become her sweet responsibility. 5 years ago, her husband had a stroke and developed dementia. Besides, ever since her marriage, she has also been taking care of her brother-in-law, who has brain damage due to high fever when he was a child. Life became tough, but she has a firm stand when it comes to doing good deeds. Living a meaningful life for the past 20 years, she has sold vegetables and donated 3 honorary donor members.
Be willing to do, be happy to bear. Forming good affinities with others and taking good care of our thoughts. I realize in the end, life is nothing but emptiness.
他还很清净，修菩萨道呢，不落在人后，真正的勇敢，而且充满了爱心慈悲。看落吼，真正真唔甘呐。
好，各位，我要出去一下喽。好。
Zhang Shufeng, who is the boss of a company, has worked hard with her husband, building their lives from scratch to living a wealthy life. She too has found her path in Tzu Chi.
我们可以做的，取之于社会，回馈于社会。
菩萨法是什么法？菩萨所缘，缘苦众生。因为世间自然法则，它就是苦，这就是世间呐。那佛陀呢，来人间要教导我们，要先认得苦。
In this world of great love, we are all equal. In the year-end blessing ceremony, everyone from all walks of life gathered together. Abiding with the pandemic prevention measures, everyone prayed for the world to be safe and peaceful. In the United States, New York Tzu Chi volunteers are preparing for winter aid distributions. One of the first activities is winter clothes distribution. Volunteers have collected warm clothes and washed them. Let's take a look.
The coats donated by community residents have been delivered here. In a month, the volunteers have collected more than 100 pieces of warm clothing.
这些都是洗干净的嘞。洗干净了，把它挂起来就好了。所以你看它整理的多好啊，把每一个都分类。
This bag of clothes is donated by a Tzu Chi care recipient. She has donated the clothes of her deceased husband to the community.
包括里面还有一个她先生的大衣哈。
It includes black clothes and her husband's coat. This is a way for our care recipients to walk out of sadness.
家属们能够从悲伤当中走出来。
After sorting the clothes, volunteers send them to the laundry.
This is wool. It will shrink when washed in water. This cannot be washed in water.
She sorts the clothes by materials and separates them by colors before washing them.
The color of the red clothes will fade. It should be placed with the black ones. The other colors are fine.
Lu Xiaohong has been running a laundromat for 8 years. She has to work almost 7 days a week. She uses lunch break to carry out Tzu Chi's work.
When Tzu Chi has items to wash, including sock covers, tablecloth, and daughter's robes, I can help water wash them. I am grateful they have given me this opportunity.
In order to distribute winter clothes, volunteers have collected and washed the clothes, showing their mindfulness and love.
In the Philippines, Tzu Chi continued to distribute rice and supplies to jeepney drivers affected by the pandemic. Over the past few months, those who received Tzu Chi's help reciprocated Tzu Chi's love by donating into bamboo coin banks, hoping to do their best to help others.
During the epidemic prevention period, all business languages and the business of jeepney drivers went even worse.
Jeepney drivers can work now, but we still face some problems. For example, during the epidemic, there are very few passengers. Many people were unemployed and students did not go to school. This is why one should have enough perseverance to become a driver.
Kanito, who lives by driving, has a family of 4. His mother had a stroke, while his wife suffered from breast cancer, and his son had mental illness. He brought the financial burden of this family alone. Tzu Chi's assistance gave this family a ray of hope.
I hope that my wife can get well soon. I also hope Tzu Chi can contribute to help drivers like us.
Kanito's family not only has received Tzu Chi's help, they also began to save money for charity.
I'm very willing to donate. For me, your help is not only once but continuous. If everyone provides a little effort, the power that can be exerted is even greater.
The filled bamboo corn bank consists of a feeling of gratitude and reciprocation, and also represents the cycle of love.
In Hualien, a ceremony was held to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the recycling mission, inviting Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital to promote health awareness while sharing nutritious cuisine. Let's take a look at the highlights of the event.
Hualien Jingsi Hall held a recycling 30th anniversary, inviting Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital staff to promote health and cuisine as volunteers carefully listened.
It's good because many common sense ideals are actually things we don't realize normally.
As recycling volunteers age, many experience chest pain or arrhythmia. Through atrial fibrillation, doctors remind volunteers of their health conditions as they may prevent the risk of cardiovascular disease.
A 1-minute session along with a survey lets recycling volunteers understand their current heart situation. Currently, only Tainan and Hualien have this service, and because of promotion of such service in the future, we hope to bring this service to all regions next year.
The giving of gifts expresses thanks to recycling volunteers' hardworking nature. Here's to hope they may continue to safeguard the planet.
In Sichuan, the hairstylist Wu Guohua was invited to do free haircuts for seniors in 2012. Last year, he became a Tzu Chi volunteer. He practices environmental protection in his daily habits, sorting garbage at his workplace, bringing containers while shopping, and practice simple eating habits. Subconsciously, his desire to shop has also decreased.
Preparing a container while shopping, Wu Guohua is presenting the shop naked concept. He has a vegetable garden on the roof of his house and cooks vegetarian cuisine. The food leftovers are then packed up and sent to places where it can be reused.
Hello, I'm promoting eco-friendliness. We're also promoting sorting trash. This is common waste. If we throw it outside, it goes into a landfill and stays there forever. But if we recycle it, it can be reformed and served us again. So we can't throw it away. If more people join us to practice eco-friendliness, better effects can be produced. If everyone does the same, our environment will slowly get better, and all of us will be the beneficiaries.
After work, Wu Guohua lives an eco-friendly life as he leads everyone to safeguard the planet.
A hair salon in Taipei's Zhongshan district allows customers a chance to have a vegetarian meal. Furthermore, both the products and the decoration of the store are also environmentally friendly. The inspiration for this special hair salon is actually the owner's grandmother. Let's take a look.
When you come to this salon, one can place an order at the counter, but this is not a typical restaurant. Wearing an apron and standing upright, then Bo Chen is actually a hairstylist. This is the first vegetarian hair salon in Taiwan located in Zhongshan District, Taipei. The chef of the restaurant is grandmother Lin Cui-xiang. Spending more than 50 years in the beauty industry, it wasn't until later in life she really enjoys a fulfilling life.
She really wants to promote vegetarianism. She's very firm in this idea. I said, okay, let's take it seriously. She didn't start her business until she was 70.
The hair salon only opens at 10 o'clock in the morning, but this grandparent and grandchild are busy at 7 in the morning.
I don't use eggs, I use turmeric. And the sauce that I use is black salt from the Himalayas. And I add some turmeric which gives it a little egg flavor.
Lin Cui-xiang has been a vegetarian for 31 years. Not only did she not eat meat, but she also did not touch milk and eggs. She insisted on being vegetarian and influenced the whole family, which also affected this hair salon.
The products we sell mainly conform to a few concepts. The first one is that it must be vegan. There is no animal experimentation and no animal-based ingredient in the packaging. In fact, we try to make it biodegradable.
In fact, this hair salon was originally run by this grandma's sister until Bo Chen took over and refurbished it. The style of the store was also upgraded in accordance with the principles of eco-friendliness. About 60% of the building materials were recycled and reused.
Some of the wood assembly came from dismantling the air conditioning on the other side. We put it together into a stool or even the use of the spool of wire as a table.
For an old salon, the style has changed, and whether it is a new customer or a regular customer who has been patronizing for more than 10 years, they are quite supportive.
I love animals very much, and now one can get a haircut and eat budget dishes. I think it's great.
Now I ask her to help me prepare the lunch almost every day. Anyway, I can eat and also do good things, so I do it.
The hair salon, which was once old and ignored, has benefited from this new creativity and green vitality. When it comes to future goals, this hairstylist has a lot of expectations.
There's no such thing as a vegan salon in Taiwan. I'm the first one, and I have to be the last one and continue to do it. In the US, Tzu make thank you cards for the firefighters to thank them for their efforts in fighting against the forest fires. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you and goodbye.